Yep. Yes. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Gobble, gobble, gobble. Oh, man. Mm. Let me get myself together because we got music to talk about, man. Hey, and I know, and we'll talk about it. First and foremost, though, man, made in the 1980s. Well, first and foremost, man, my name is Cam from the Port. If you're just now seeing me for the very first time, but I do appreciate you seeing me. You dig? You know what I'm saying? So thank you in advance. Made in the 1980s. This is a new piece. My wife is going to take this from me. I already know it. It's okay. Made in the 1980s. That is the podcast. You make sure that you check it out. Okay. You listen to it, you watch it, you watch and you listen to it. No matter where you prefer to listen to podcasts, it is there. And we thank you in advance for tuning in. What was it? Favorite athletes, favorite childhood athletes is the episode that's up now. Yep, that's the one. And I think it's a pretty dope episode. So you check it out. And yeah, album review. Look, I know you see the title and you're like, wait, no Kendrick Lamar? No Kendrick Lamar? Not yet. Not yet. Unlike the masses, I am not quick to react to a Kendrick album. I want to listen to it. I want to really listen to it. I gave y'all my listen and a half with 3 joints on repeat, somewhat review of the 3 tracks that I want to talk about, and we unpacked that on the previous live. You make sure you check that out as well. Hey man, don't be a hater or just a goofball, man. Subscribe to the YouTube. What do you got to lose by subscribing to the tube? You dig? So yeah, no GNX. Sorry guys, sorry. You know, there's other music that's been out that's fire. I've saw all of y'all takes. Some of you love it, some of you hate it, and some of you can't wait to say how you love it or hate it. And I'm not in that crowd. I'm just not in that crowd. We're gonna talk about the album though, but not right now. I want the hype to die down. I want to give it real listens, a couple more real listens, and then I'll give an honest and very fair review, just like I will today. I'm getting my notes here. A lot of good music, man. A lot of good music. Some albums that I personally have already checked out this year and wanted to recheck out again on this trip because I think it's important that even though I came up with the idea late in the year, it's still, probable cause for me to talk about albums that came out this year or projects that released this year that are worth your ears and worth your listening pleasure. So we're going to start with my guy Bobby V. Bobby V live in concert. I got to thank my homie Rob for this one because I didn't know this one was out. But I want to say maybe a month ago. It's still November. Yeah, so like a month ago. My guy Rob hit me. He was like, yo, you heard that new Bobby V? I'm like, wait, hold up. What you mean new Bobby V? And then he sent the link. It was the live in concert. He was like, yo, this fire. He was like, and I know you appreciate Bobby V like I do. So you want to check this out. And even in that statement alone, one, good looking out to my mans, you know what I'm saying? That's a bro. Because I think Bobby V is an incredible artist, if I'm being honest with y'all. I think he's incredible. I think he's super dope. I want to say as far as R&B in the 2000s, he has one of the best runs, especially if we're looking at the first 3 albums. But the Fly on the Wall album is not bad. I just think that the rappers messed it up. That came out at a bad time. Like I personally think, and I'm a hip hop and R&B guy, so don't get me confused. But there was a time where rappers maybe enhanced or maybe complemented an R&B record. But during Bobby V's era, the 2000s, rappers were not enhancing R&B records. They high key were effing them up. They were. And I hope that era is over. It don't seem like it's happening as much, but now R&B dudes is just rapping now, which yikes. Well, not the real one, not the cold ones. The cold R&B dudes are still singing. The rappers that don't want to be called rappers are doing R&B. I think that's the best way to put it. But needless to say, I mean, look, Bobby V's first album, then you got a Special Occasion, then you got the Rebirth. Those are 3 great albums. Those are 3 really great albums. And Fly on the Wall, honestly, is not bad, especially the first half. I am a fan of Bobby V. I think he has a really, really good catalog. So when I seen this live album, I immediately thought, man, what songs is he going to do? Because he can pull from a lot of joints. And he didn't do all the ones that I wanted, but this was a heck of a show to do in his hometown. You know, he in Atlanta. City Winery was the destination of this. City Winery, low key. I don't know if y'all know, but make sure you check out just the listing for City Winery in your city if you have a city winery. They are having some of the best shows for affordable prices for real artists and entertainers. The last 2 years, I want to say, 23 and 24, I've seen some really good shows at City Winery. And if you are a live music head, a live music lover, if you just want to hear real artistry, check out that calendar for City Winery. You might see some of your favorites, and like they don't mail it in either. They don't mail it in. I seen Kevin Ross at City Winery, and that's one of the best shows I seen of last year. But back to Bobby V. Again, I think Bobby V is dope. I know the Omarion versus Mario versus went crazy. I know a lot of things went left, but I'm going to tell you what I told myself and anybody that will listen in the room that day we watched that versus. Not for nothing, Bobby V is bodying this. I think he won this by himself because obviously Ray J didn't give him too much help. They were clowning and all of that, but on the music tip, I don't really think he helped him. And Bobby V took it very seriously. I think that if you know Bobby's catalog, you know. I know he hasn't, had a bunch of, number 1 records. He doesn't have like 20 years of hits or anything like that. But I think if you just did a real catalog versus catalog type of verses with him and any other artist, I think he smokes a lot of people, man. I'm just being honest. You can't really help how people receive the music, but that doesn't mean the music is not good. And that's always been my thing with Bobby V. And not for nothing, man, a lot of the news about Bobby hasn't been the greatest. I working in the radio back in the day, women had things to say about Bobby V, and then I guess that video he got caught slipping or whatever. I don't want to engage in all that. It's about the music. And what I say is, as a musician, I think Bobby V is super dope. Dare I say, incredible. I think that he does everything slightly above average. I think he's on the low. He's an above average singer. He's an above average writer. He's an above average musician as far as like playing piano and things of that nature. And I had to show some love to him on this this live album that he put out earlier this year. Hey man, Tell Me wasn't one of my favorite songs for a while, but it's a bop, don't get me wrong, but women will always help you sell a song if you're on the fence about it. That's the first time I ever danced to a Nelly song is because I saw a girl dancing to it, and I was like, you know what, actually this ain't that bad. You know what I'm saying? I was on my super backpacker. I hate everything that's commercial BS. You know how it go. But Tell Me was always a joint I could skip or not skip. But then when I saw a girl singing it, that oh girl, what's your name? You. Oh wait. You know what I'm saying? Cause you's a sexy thing. Ooh, what's your name? Because you're the finest thing that walked in the club. Hey, that's the seller for me. When girls can sing like bridges and hooks, I think that sells songs very well. So then after that, I never skip this song. And he does it live. And this is a it's a great performance of it live. Also, he does Hands on Me. He does Anonymous. And Hands on Me was on the Rebirth album. And I've always loved that song. I think out of the probably the first singles that Bobby's dropped, that might be the best one to me. And wildly enough, after that, he does Anonymous, and he does a Timbaland rap, which was like, do we need that? But I mean, but shout out to Timbaland King. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it's just like, maybe just do some other singing part, you know? And then Words, which was the fourth single. So he kind of goes in a row. And come on, y'all know he did Slow Down, but Slow Down is like towards the end of the show. But that's how he opened it up. And he did some joints I wouldn't expect him to do live. Like he did Turn the Page, which maybe I'm just maybe that's not the sleeper song I thought it was for him to do it live, or maybe that is for the real Bobby V fans. I'm leaving a little mystery because I want you to check out the live album, by the way. You dig what I'm saying? He definitely did one of my favorite joints. That was one of my favorite joints. This was originally my favorite song on the album. The first album is My Angel. I think he smoked that on the album. That first album, again, I think it's nothing short of incredible. It was a couple songs I would have loved for him to do on that first album, but you know, maybe he celebrates the 10 or 15 or 20-year anniversary of the first album, and we get that those OG Bobby Valentino records, right? And for all of y'all that know a little something about Bobby before the 2000s, he did Blackberry Molasses. He did Blackberry Molasses. And I think maybe for the new people that may be unaware, because so many people love that song. See, I don't know how people can claim they love that song but not really love Bobby V, because I think the work he did after Blackberry Molasses far supersedes that. But it is what it is. And I'll say that he does hey, he did Pimping All Over the World. I was kind of hoping Luda would pop out. Didn't happen, no. Did not happen. And then Beep, Slow Down, and then he closed with Mrs. Officer. Now, here's for my very critical, borderline controversial saying or piece on him covering Mrs. Officer. Mrs. Officer sounds way better as an R&B song, just like as an R&B song. And again, I know I'm about 2-3 weeks in a row, definitely 2 or 3 lives in a row where I haven't been speaking the fondest of Wayne, and I get it. But voices and tones are everything for me. It can't just be what you're saying for me. I have to like the way I hear what you're saying. And not for nothing, Bobby V's live performance of Mrs. Officer, he bodies this. He's bodying the rap verses because the lyrics are the lyrics, but his delivery of the lyrics was grade A. I just like it as an R&B song. Sorry. It's not and don't get me wrong, I still think the second part is mailed in that Rodney King beat it like a cop that he says like 5 or 6 times. Like I just that's lazy. I'm sorry. That's mailed in. Like that's supposed to be your hit record, and that's what you saying on it. Call me Rodney King because I call her Rodney King because I beat it like a cop. Like, yo, come on, fam. Like that's just not the illest thing to keep saying. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But what I will say positively is that Bobby V live in concert, extremely dope. You don't need a deep dive. You either mess with Bobby V or you don't. I think you should. Um, and if you have never really listened to one of his projects, listen to how he sound live, and then I think you should go back and check out the albums. Again, you can check out the first 3. The Break of Dawn album, I don't think you need only a couple joints off there. So if you just stick with the first 3 Bobby V albums for sure, I think you got nothing but heat. The fourth one, let me know if I'm wrong, but I think the first half of the album is great. And then when we get all the rappers on it, they start jacking up all the songs. And I would love the version of the second half of Fly on the Wall without the rappers on it. But Bobby V live in concert, since it's a live show, let's go 3.5 out of 5. I think that's fair. 3.5 out of 5. And only because it was kind of a short show. But again, the City Winery, he ain't supposed to go up there for hours. But and of course he delivered the hits. I want to say I've seen a better performance of Bobby V, maybe, but I do like his set list. I think he could have had more fun with some of the joints, some of our favorites. But again, it was a dope show. Yeah, 3.5 out of 5. I'm comfortable with giving it that. So since I am comfortable giving it that, we're going to move on to the next album, which is Doechii, Alligator Bites, Never Heal. Okay. This is for all the rapidy rap fans out there. And I do mean that affectionately. I do mean that positively. Not for nothing, in the new generation. And I'm talking, when I say new generation, I'm talking about the rappers that are at the oldest 30. Okay. So everybody from like 18 to 30, I'm talking to them. For all the new generation of rappers, 18 to 30, I do think the women are bodying the men. I think they got this. And the wild part about it is that the people really tipping the scales ain't really reached the apex yet. This Doechii album is hard. This is hard as fuck. Like, I just heard of her this year for real, like earlier this year. So I wasn't really familiar. So I haven't really went back yet. But I'll tell you this. I heard this album, and that's all I needed to hear. Totally see why she was at Camp Flog Gnaw. I totally get why she was there. Yeah, this is crazy. The beats, the production, because beats and production are different things. The formatting of the songs, the lyrics, the lyricism, the song structure, man, this is sincerely a dope album. I wouldn't be mad at anybody that has this album at the top or near the top of their rap album list of the year. And because I don't want to be a prisoner of the moment, I'm not going to put it up against anything that Kendrick just did. But again, if we're talking about rap, albums where people rap, where the MC just raps and the beats hit, this is at the top of the list of 2024. This is in the 1%. You can't say this was a bad year in hip hop because of this album. That ain't fair. That ain't right. You need to check yourself. This Doechii album is incredible. The TDE process has won again. Dare I say, the TDE process is undefeated. And Doechii is just a reminder of that. I have not got the Soul Burger. I will. But man, TDE, they got it right. Even though we praise QC as we should, and 300 and all these other labels for the amount of hits that they brought out. But man, for me, if I was an aspiring artist today, if I was aspiring to make music my career today, I would 1000% want to be on TDE. And why is that? No, not because of the original group, original team or Black Hippie. So not because of Kendrick, not because of J Rock, not because of Q, not because of Soul, but at the same time because of them. Because here's the deal: the TDE engine makes you care about the artist. They have really mastered the art of their artist first projects releasing, and you genuinely care who they are, and you genuinely want to put them in your top 10, in your top 5, at the top of the year. I can't think of one album debut from TDE I've heard where I've been like, they could have kept that. I can't think of one. And this is no different. And what's so cool about this is that Doechii's album is hard, right? It's a dope album, but it's almost like she can hit a second gear if you really listen to music. And if you really kind of just tap into what she's saying, and most importantly, what she hasn't said yet on this album, there's a lot more to say. There's a lot more to do. And man, I can't wait for the next project. Even though I am going to sit and live with this, you can let this run 2 or 3 times back to back to back, and you'll find yourself just in an infectious mood and want to hear more and want to listen just again. Like I don't really play the no skips game. I don't care about no skips or anything like that. I just know that this album is highly entertaining. It's highly entertaining. You can hear that she's inspired by real rap and that she has a real story to tell. And again, man, hats off to the incredible TDE engine, the TDE machine. If you think it is just about Kendrick and Schoolboy Q singles, boy, are you wrong. Because you can even go to your SZA, your Isaiah Rashad, your Reason, Sir. There's so many people that we don't really focus on what label they're on. But when you look at the TDE's catalog, everything that's released under that imprint, they don't miss. They really don't miss. And they don't miss. I'm not saying in the realm of having platinum plus records. I'm not saying that everything's an instant classic. No, I'm telling you that the TDE engine, when they put out projects, they matter. Every single first project especially matters. Now, are all of them, again, 4.5, 5 mics? No, but there is a certain energy, there is a certain feel that comes with TDE projects, and Doechii's is the new one that is like, wow, what does this young lady do next? And I'm excited. But let me tell you some of my favorite joints on here. So my absolute favorite joint on the album is Denial is a River. It's a great storytelling record. I didn't realize how much of a fan I was of just storytelling rap until like the last 2 or 3 years. Because content, it means something to me. Being able to rap is great. You can rap all day. But when you can tell a great story or when you can put your life into a perspective and give it to the people, I think that puts you in a different stratosphere as far as just music creation goes, right? So The Nile is a River. It's actually one of my favorite storytelling records of the year. I can't even cap to you. I really do think it is. Um, then hey, yo, Catfish on here was hard. Bullfrog is hard. I think that's like the second track on the album. Um, man, what else? Hold on here. Let me go to my notes again. Oh, Nissan Altima, that was hard. Death Row, that was hard. Wait, which is a cool joint. Skip. Yeah, no, hey yo, Doechii got it. Doechii got it. And I know, hey, look, if nothing else, fellas, for all the fellas that don't really listen to female rap or whatever, you don't want to listen to women rap. If nothing else, the fact that she was able to rap like that on that stage and start twerking and get back to rapping, that should make you want to check it out. You know what I'm saying? She's not your typical rap songstress, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, just listen to it, man. Hey, listen, real talk. My rating, Doechii, Alligator Bites Never Heal, 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. Yes, I was thoroughly impressed, but I think it's important in this climate, in this era, and I'm only going to compare it to this era. We got to look at the people that can literally separate themselves from the pack, and we got to give them praise now. And for the year of 2024, only judging her by the people of her class and the people in this era, Alligator Bites Never Heal is a 4 out of 5 album. You can put it up with the guys you think that can rap. You can put it up with the girls you think that can rap. You can just put it up against just rap. What is the bar for rapping? I think she is on that bar. She's par at the bar. Whether you have her over the bar or not, I don't know. I'm not here to get into that. But Doechii's album is fire. It is a 4 out of 5. Please listen to it if you have not already. And if you have listened to it, where am I bugging? I got it as a 4 out of 5, one of the best you'll hear as far as just rap albums of the year, storytelling and lyricism style of albums. You know, so don't compare it to like no trap shit. Don't compare it to, you know, something like, well, you can compare it to some melodic because she's doing a little singing and like she got harmonies and melodies on her, some of her hooks. So again, excluding nothing for me though, to be real, excluding nothing. 4 out of 5. Doechii, Alligator Bites Never Heal, superb album. Now, let's get to the final album I'm going to be reviewing today. That is Latto's Sugar Honey Iced Tea. I want to say from the door, I had a fun time listening to this album. Every time I listen to this album, I had a very fun time. Latto was fun. I love Latto. I think Latto is great. You gotta love the young, spicy, and aggressive feminine women of today. You gotta love them. Like they don't care at all. And she is the epitome of talent that does not care. And she's ready for love and hate. She's ready for conflict or conversation or combat. Whatever you want to get into, yo, Latto's here to do it. She has 2 of my favorite bars of the year, and we're going to talk about those. But Sugar Honey Iced Tea, listen, I've been checking for Latto for a while. I do give her projects an honest listen. And again, fellas, I just want you to take your cool off just for a second. A lot of albums don't have to be for you to be super dope. And I think this is one of those moments, even though I do think she got something for everybody on this album. I mean, at the end of the day, she's a young woman. You know what I'm saying? She's a young woman, and that's going to be her target demo. And that doesn't mean that you can't get into something that she's saying on here. You know, I also think that Latto, from my era, you know, if I was on the playground or I was like junior high or high school, her album is for the fast ass little girls, you know, and which I I loved the fast ass little girls when I was growing up. Like I loved them. Like they were so awesome to me. So she makes music for them, but also I just think that she's just the right young energy that's in the game right now. I really think that this project is super dope. Super dope. Hey, listen. Um, yeah, she's still my favorite. She's still my favorite out of the young new women in rap right now. And that's from a total package aspect. And that's, I mean, obviously, we all love Cardi, we all love Meg, we love Glorilla, we love we love Doechii, we love all of these young ladies that are coming up, and they're honestly awesome. They're amazing at what they do. But Lala was definitely my favorite because she definitely is the one that talks like she'll swing first, and that's what I do like about her. It's almost like she kind of daring people to say something about her so she can punch somebody in the face. And I mess with that. Like you gotta mess with the the people that want to set it off. And I really think that Latto is one of those. Um, my favorite line of the year comes on Big Mama is when she says, "Leave your bitch, get with a boss. She can't give you nothing but pussy." I was like, wow. Like, if there's ever a scapegoat, if there's ever a get out of jail free card that that a man should want to use, it should be that. I'm like, yo, you can't give me nothing but the kitty. She said she bossed up over here. I'm trying to boss up with the boss. So that was one of my favorite bars. We're gonna get to another one of my favorite bars here in a second, but I I love that just that she said that on the joint. Um, it's a funny line. It's a clever line. It's a very separation of the it's separating the real from the fake women, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, because obviously everybody's screaming boss, but now we got the women rapping and putting a definition on it. They putting some more detail into what is a boss out here. And obviously she's saying in the lyrics, like, yo, she can't give you nothing but kitty. So it's like, hey, yo, that's not a boss. This is what a boss is. This is what a boss do. I respect that. I respect the young women separating themselves and showing us men out here who the real bosses are. That's fire. Blick some. So the first time I heard this record, I was like, yo, she is gonna get some young men killed out here. Like, you're gonna either go to jail or hell. Like, you could do life if you take this song too seriously, fellas. You need to be very careful. Blick Something is a wild song. That's a wild song. But hey, look, I respect it. One of the joints on here that ain't for me, but it's so wild that you know she would take this route and create this type of content. Because hey, in real life, we know dudes like this. We know the dudes that let their girl put the battery in their back and they do something stupid or crazy or reckless or dangerous. Like, we know them. And how tough is he? We don't know. How far is we how far is he willing to go? We're not sure. But there there's just this uncertainty of how that man will react over his girl. What will that man do over his woman? This might be their theme song. Hey, listen, if you got a homie out here and he got Blick Some as his ringtone, pray for that brother, man. Because that means he gonna kill over his girl regardless. It don't even matter. He ain't even got to feel disrespected. It's just because, oh, I love her. I love her so much that I'm just gonna shoot the club up. Now, we're not talking vagina on this one. Like, these are maybe, hey, This might be for the dudes that might shoot up the mall. This might be for the dudes that, you been looking at my girl, nigga? And then it just gets crazy from there. It's like, whoa, fam. Let's not do this. Blixum is a wild song. But again, hey, maybe I'm just too old and too out the game, man. I don't know. I was made in the 1980s. I don't know. But I don't ever want some vagina that's going to make me bust my gun for the hell of it. I just don't want it. Don't let it have that much power over you, young men. Please. Just don't. Get some more self-control. But shout out to Latto for making the anthem for the dudes that's on that type of time. That's it, Shout out to me. Second favorite song on this album. I sincerely mess with this. It's she do the Drake introspective flow. It's a dope Drake inspired record. Hey, not for nothing. Hey, look, I love when all the biracial kids and Jack Harlow start doing the Drake introspective records. Like, I think those are dope. And ain't nobody missed yet. And Jack Harlow, even though he's not biracial, but he has biracial energy. Some of his songs are at the top of that list. Like, Jack Harlow's really dope. But Latto did shout out to me. Hey, and a lot of strays rang off in this record, and I like it. I like it. She sounds like she's prepared to take somebody's head off. Now, I don't know how you feel about Latto the rapper, but I'll say this. For the two women I think she's definitely talking to in this record, I've heard your diss tracks. You're going to lose. You're going to lose. One of them, you just not strong enough, sweetheart. I'm sorry. I know you're taking your career seriously, and I like to see the growth and development of as you as an artist, but you don't want no problems with Latto. That's on God and the squad. You do not want those problems. And for the other one, who is a certified legend, that's who I think she's talking about. And I ain't gonna say no names because I'm not here to be catty like that. But for this legend, this woman, this grown woman legend, that last diss track didn't really hit like it was supposed to. And, Latto's way spicier than the last girl you dissed. See, here's the thing. And this is what people need to understand about just like battle rap, trading bars or whatever. Sometimes you don't have to be the definite best rapper. You just got to tap into the man F that person energy better or greater. That's all it really is. If you can hold malice in your heart and create a song, dissing is for you. Battling is for you. Like, everybody is not going to be great at everything. Everybody don't got the FU slider. Everybody don't have the battle rap slider up past 65. They just don't. Latto do, though. Latto do, and y'all better leave her alone. Because that was just her speaking in general, so to speak. But I got the feeling I know who she was talking to on Shout Out to Me, and y'all need to leave her alone. That's it. And that's how she closed the actual album, because you get the bonus tracks with everything else and the remixes on there or whatever. But yeah, man, leave her alone. Leave her alone. It's not for you. Respectfully. Latto was going to take one of you young ladies' heads off. Leave her be. Before I get to my absolute favorite joint on the album, I want to talk about my second favorite lyric, and where she says, "Funky bitch, you left your pussy in the bathroom," and was like, ew, right? I'm going to tell you why that's funny. And I'm going to try not to throw up in the process. I worked at Walgreens. I was a manager at Walgreens at one time in my life. And I was closing. I had to clean the bathrooms, and I think somebody called off, and I think that it's because they knew they had to clean the bathrooms tonight, so they did that to me. They bogus, but it's whatever. And man, I walked into the women's bathroom, and the stench of that bathroom was so thick that I damn near choked and thought I was going to die. Like, when she said you left your kitty in the bathroom, I knew exactly what she was talking about because I've had the displeasure of walking into a bathroom and a woman's vagina smell just overtaking me. And I thought I was going to throw up or choke on my own vomit and die because I didn't want to inhale twice to relive this moment for a second time by mistake. All that to say that that's a bar that you only know if you know that you've ran into some rank kitty before in your life. You got to be there to understand it. You got to be there to understand it. And at the same time, I hope you don't experience it because that's one of the worst smells in the world. I've never really smelled a dead body, but a nasty vagina has to be in that realm. It has to be because that was almost ungodly. I didn't even think a human used the bathroom the way that smelled that day I was in there. So that's how I know the Latto bar is hard. And my favorite joint on the album is H&M. Hurt and Miserable. It's cool. It's catchy. It's melodic. I was like, what could H&M mean? I'm thinking it's going to be like some fashion stuff or maybe some sex stuff. No. She took another shot at like just weak ends and B's. You know what I'm saying? You wobs and you bands. She got at you. And I love it. It's a dope record. Again, Latto's album, dope. Hey, even though it's not for me, right? I am not in the demo for this album. Latto's album is not catered to me and my demographic. I am still going to give this album a 3.5 out of 5. Actually, a 3.75. Because I would love to check the Young Energy out and see how they feel about it. Latto is in the upper percentage of women rappers, and I don't think that anybody should discount that. I'm not giving her a 3.5, 3.75 just because I'm personally a fan. Again, this album is not for me. I'm not the target demo for this. I'm not even in the age group for this. But dope music is dope music. And she definitely has something dope on her hands. Everything about the brand and the artist that is Latto is a W. It is a W. She is winning. Yeah, man. Give her a listen. No matter what you think or what you feel, because it's probably a misconception. This young lady can really rap. I think Coco Jones is on the album. I think Money Long is on the album. Young Nudie, Tizo Touchdown. They all on the album. If you're fans of them, at least listen to the songs that they featured on. But nobody outshines the master of this project. So if you thought that Latto would get buried, no, you're wrong. Meg is on this album, and that they got a nice joint. But yes, Sugar Honey Iced Tea, Latto, dope album. Yeah, 3.5 to 3.75 out of 5. I think that's fair. And that's my time. Man, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all checking out the live and the album reviews. Make sure again you check out Made in the 1980s. It is important to me. It is what we are building. And I'm looking forward to where it goes beyond this. More music reviews on next Tuesday. More music conversation tonight. Yes, tonight I will be back. We know we got to talk about Drake and his litigations. You know what I'm saying? We got to talk about it. You know, the fair-skinned half of Aubrey has ignited. Things are changing. What does it all mean? Might have some answers. But until then, man, hey, get yourself together. Love your neighbor. Season your turkey. And happy Thanksgiving to you. Because always and consensually, it's love.